Hello, hello. I'm coming back to Beacon Pines. Beacon Pines has been such a good time. I'm very happy to get back into it. Honestly, it's just it's very captivating. Luca has such a kind of a dark backstory to him. I feel like we're gonna find his mom. I feel like mom's gonna be okay. It's really a toss up though, honestly, and I feel like one of Beck's parents is going to be evil, or potentially both of them are going to be somewhat evil. Um, who knows? Honestly, there can be so much that happens with this. But let's uh, let's do the thing, right? Do a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of minimize, a little bit of scoop. I'm recording. Yeah, okay, cool. Not the whole point of all of this or anything. I didn't even check the sound of the last
Chapter
recording.
7.
Oh dang! Right, we're interrogating Tolliver.
The Interrogation of Hiram Tolliver.
Oh, right, we were actually interrogating.
Still unconscious,
Kind of meant that as a
Mr.
joke.
Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string.
Whoa, we're actually tying him up. Shit.
The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain.
Gotta hide the body.
They couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go.
Yeah, you no witnesses. We gotta kill him. Jesus Christ.
They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house.
Yeah, he was uninvited. Dude, I don't know where Beacon Pines is, but I'm gonna bet it's a stand your ground state. Fuck.
After some deliberation, it was decided.
They'd run the classic good cop, blank cop interrogation. Chill cop, hard cop. Good cop, chill cop, hard cop. Let's
They'd
go.
run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation.
I mean,
Rollo brandished a steely gaze.
oh, he's gonna be the bad cop.
I've got this. Read about it 100 times.
Shoot him in the foot. Open up strong.
Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr. Tolliver. Welcome to today's game show. Get 3 questions wrong and you're going to lose a limb. I'd be a great I'd be a great torturer.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver.
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance.
Guys, I think he's... Get the smelling salts.
Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
Actually, man, this is a solid desk, isn't it? I'm trying to sit here and be like, Arr. Well, he slammed his fist on the table. I said, Mr. Tolliver.
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who? Who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now hold on, let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt, even. As for you, looks like you're sweating.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or... Well, let's just say, I've never needed it another way.
Rollo,
God, that
hitting
is
his
hard.
stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He slammed the table again.
I had to slap it. Now dance. What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You've tied me down. How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Oh no, that sounds no, you can't say stuff like that. Spill the beans. What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper, to make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran? Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, eh? Blow up the festival? Good lord.
He shook his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? It's
His
where
voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold.
Dang, he is rolling
Rollo swung
unconscious, like
around
in
with
and
a
out.
repentant grimace.
Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began? We need more information. Yeah, but we'd better not push Mr. Tolliver any farther. Is there anyone else who might know more? What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. Now, that tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library. If there's any information about this source thing, Gato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. How old are all these kids here? This child runs a library. This child never leaves the library. And I mean, hell, we're always in the library too. 4 kids by kids is a library. This is a dang nice library. Thanks, we work hard on it. Who's we? It's only you, man. Gato, you got this. Though I don't like how realistic your arms are. How am I just noticing that? Aren't you a little too adorable to be a librarian? Thank you, Beck. Adorable. Oh, Kato hung out here so much, eventually they gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Miss Novak sometimes. I feel like, the furry in the corner, they're all furries. I feel like the guy in the corner should also get his own set of keys. I've not seen him not be in here. He's just always in here. Also, the book nerd should be in here, right? And the study girl should always be in here. Why isn't like half the town in here? There's like nothing else to do but read. Go to the library with that. Anyways, I just keep an eye on the place for Miss Novak sometimes. They got you working for free. It's volunteering, babe. It's quiet and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Fair enough. What can I do for you all? I said you all. We need a favor. I already told you and Rollo. I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Hank Atomic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. I like that they're bribing this kid to be like, hey, put us above that other guy. we want that next issue immediately. And it's probably, it could also be Rollo and Luca fighting. Be like, no, I want to be put higher on the list than him. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? That's the thing. We sort of don't know. What you got on the history of the town? There's the county record archives. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, we'll start there. Chapter 8? Oh, dang, we haven't gotten that far.
6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records. desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos.
That is wild.
Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult.
That's fair, man.
As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
Okay, I think I'm going to go through the tree. Let's not entertain this farther. Let's go through some of the tree. Flight. And we have, yeah, just flight. Let's try flight with the MCDC. This was an intense one. Luca's mind raced. He was caught in a trap. What do you do when there's no hope? Iggy wiped his cheeks with a sleeve. What are you gonna do, Luca? Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option he had left. So in this timeline, what was it? We were out looking for Rollo. Rollo's been kidnapped by someone. It's unclear. I would assume Perennial Harvest. We went to go find, what was it? We went back to the tree house to see if we can't get a better signal on the radio because we're getting radio communications from Rollo. And then we found Iggy, who got splashed in by some weird gunk and is now mutating. And now the clipboards are surrounding us, and William Kerr is clearly a villain. And so now, instead of fighting, we're gonna flee.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left: flight. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Well, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Kerr. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. See ya, jerks. Oh, heck yes. Fine, we know where that leads them. This way, we'll take the tunnels. Oh, there's tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice. In fact, it was ice.
Oh, hey, here's some ice.
Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
Oh, that does look cold. That was actually pretty badass. Uh-huh. I think we lost him. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. And what's up with the Winter Wonderland? All I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Find a way home. Yeah, it looks like there's only really one way to go around here. It's kind of wild. Me and Iggy. Look at that. Cool. Luca, are you there?
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
Is that Bozo Kerr? It's that Bozo Kerr. I hope nothing bad has happened to you out in those woods.
Luca looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luca responded.
It seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks, the young man of the hour. Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Boy, howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You knew my parents? I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving. Ugh. You can't just tell me my mom was a handful. Wait, where are we even going? Where is anywhere? This way? Back? No, it's just the way we came. What's up, man? This all feels like a dead end. Don't make me lose hope on this. Cool. Okay. That has to be one, right? Like, this has to be a path? No, it's really not. Okay. That's lame. Oh, hey. What's the readout? Sitting just above 258 Kelvin. That's down a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Kerr? Meh. Still within safe ranges. It may be spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with. It's like the beat. What's all this? Hard to say with all this snow. I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out letters under there. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into Weepwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. I'll see what I can do. Oh, I'm betting that this is the real Beacon Pines and that Sweeze somehow got moved into an alternate Beacon Pines. In situations such as these, I find it best to chuck stuff first and ask questions second. Alright, if you say so. Welcome to Beacon Pines, I was right.
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign
Second
that
town.
clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
Second town. This could also be alternate dimensions, right? This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? How's that possible? We ran from town. How did we get back here? I guess we got turned around? Where did all this snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. There's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought at before, it was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source. Do you think it's related? What the hell is going on? We're gonna get you some answers. Let's keep moving. Oh, so wait. Yeah, this would be my house, and that would be this would be the tombstone. That's Dad's grave. Our house is gone. There's tunnels right here.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. 2 faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhole cover? If it is, I've never seen one like it. We never let that. We never get caught lacking. Keep that thing on me. This is the town. Damn, okay. Can we walk across this now? It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Or, you know, swim run.
The fencing listened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Looks like the stuff they put up around Weepwood. The stuff who put up? I don't know. Oh, this is really interesting, honestly. This stuff looks familiar to you? It looks like the barrel near the puddle I shoved me into. Yeah. There's Perennial Harvest Building.
The crunching
And tire
footsteps
tracks.
trailing Luca went hush.
Wait, what happened to Iggy?
He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all of this. We have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic series. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even going to save ourselves. My face is mangled. The town is destroyed, and everyone we've ever known is gone. We don't know that. You can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry.
Oh,
Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion, and more than a little guilt.
it is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest for a bit. Out in the open, though? That's a little crazy.
The boys huddled together for warmth and comfort.
Break into a house. Something. Building.
If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
That's interesting. Oh my god, why am I loving this game more and more? The way the snow covered everything over. It's kind of calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? For getting us away from those creeps. I sort of froze up back there. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gunk would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my temper.
Iggy motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But that's exactly what you should have done. Huh? I was being a horse's ass. You were supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's how it works. Iggy, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you? Of course. Jeez, you're a goody-goody type. You goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things to trying to get into fights?
Iggy shrugged.
Because fights are fun, man. It's something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored? Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Rolo are always having a blast together. Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Oh. Perfect little Luca Van Horn. With his perfect little life. My life is not perfect. Everybody in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and even she already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
Yup. I get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Huh. It must be raining out here. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a
Aw.
wide yawn.
We should probably try to get home, try to get some sleep. I read that as home. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow, we'll get to the bottom of all of
Luca's
this.
eyelids began to slowly drift
We're gonna
shut.
freeze to death. Luca? Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What do you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
Oh. When it comes to the worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad.
The house smelled of warm bread.
Oh, we're dreaming again. More unhinged dreams.
Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luca turned to see his own face. The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes.
I thought that was further on, right? Why do we remember the doppelganger?
Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Lucas snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us.
He chose.
Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch.
He died, though.
That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared.
Oh.
His father stepped forward.
Oh, they're involved.
What am I supposed to do? Just watch?
Goddamn. His father's doing the right thing, and mom's just like, we have a family. And there's no right answer there.
There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people.
And they killed dad, and then mom was gonna do something about it, and then they jailed mom, potentially.
I won't turn my back on them.
Potentially killed mom. If mom's dead, this game's a 10. If mom's alive and just fine in a cell, it's still probably a 10, honestly. But immediately 10 if mom's dead too. Because like they keep saying she's missing. We're gonna find her. She's missing. And if like they just pull that rug and make me cry, I'm going to love this game. I won't turn my back on
Luca's
them.
mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you.
He's a whistleblower.
Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder.
Don't tell Boeing.
What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this.
Oh,
Eleanor raised her voice.
Sharper was still alive.
Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs.
So I guess Walt and Sharper died like around the same time.
Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of.
Bring your gun.
I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun.
Oh, and who's this?
A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head.
You just gonna hit him in the head a couple times? This is Iggy's parent.
From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me.
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Just what do you think you're doing?
Luca looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me. You.
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You big-hatted, scarf-necked, furball. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Great, how about a name? If you must call me something, you can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a gnat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait, do you live here? You might say that. So you know where we are? You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Luca, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold. Until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place.
I was kind of wondering about that. Like, is this person magical? Is magic a thing? Is there superpowered people?
Cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood? Or we teleported to some alternate universe? Or this is all just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. These are all my theories I've been having. But this is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original true Beacon Pines. You both grew up here, but the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. That was my other thing, was like, I think this is all just fake. Then when they mentioned moving everybody in town to a hotel for like a few months, like that, like, okay, something's wrong. They definitely went through the whole place and did some stuff. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so, unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to the miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity or revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. Luca and Iggy looked around uncomfortably. So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty? The best one can do is to uncover.
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The source. Why'd you say the source like that? Why indeed?
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way they could.
He looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out,
Iggy. It's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Weepwood.
Chapter 6. The Source.
Interesting.
Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know.
His father's grave.
Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow.
Is he digging up his father's grave?
His numb hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
He's not even been visiting his father's grave. You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you, but you've been here, alone in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply, just snow-covered silence.
Would you give me the slip like that? Why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you? You jerk.
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Icky, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
Better be Nat. We gotta hide. That's a suit. 259k. Fall off distance still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who love them will never know the truth. The truth is overrated.
He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey, don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah, come on. It's almost lunchtime. Haha, weirdo. I gotta say, the foot animation on those guys is a little iffy. Here I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses are out here literally dancing on graves.
Luca stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some
Iggy
advice.
gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey. Who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow crying like some pushover. Who you helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Heck yeah. Kerr and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a source.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to Perennial Harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's all enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. Let's do this. Locate the source. It can get awful cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rollo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Yes. Aw, shucks. That hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
Thought we weren't digging up graves. What's that? Long story. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why did you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rollo were doing chores at Rollo's chicken coop. And you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
Flaming chicken coop. No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as a incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces. Rolo got grounded for months, which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under that tree. But when I came back for him later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found them and tossed them.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out, it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. That's amazing. Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who is in way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for a blast off, loser. That's kind of funny. Jesus. Well, that looks like a source if I've ever seen one. Crooked. Just like this whole stinking place. Crooked. Dang. So, yeah, let's go explore, right? Can we go over here? Nope. Can't go over there. Can't go up there. Nothing else to really explore, I guess. Okay. Can we go into the town hall? No. Okay. Fine.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
God damn, guys. Echo! 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 Whoa. I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole. How do we smash a hole? Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr. Where's Rolo? I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two at least. Push us down the hole. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh heavens no, my role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us. You're a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime. And you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile's not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Now boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Scene change. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop. Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you, regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Ew. Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. Bup. That's far enough. How are you gonna be like bup? But like with asterisk, like you're actually doing a bup. What is a bup?
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool. Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You all can head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here. Creepy
Mr. Kerr
fuckers.
sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like
With a
this?
nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Whee! Gotta light those. Oh, damn. Okay. Ooh. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca.
Phew.
Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped.
This is about to be an ending, isn't it?
His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child. What have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. What channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference. They're always listening. If you do that, the clipboards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr
God
gasped
damn.
with insult.
God damn, Luca. Shit. Call him old and fucking worthless. Long life? I'll have you know I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing that part of Phyllis Young. I have no idea what they're talking
With a wild look
about.
in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
What the fuck, man? Parum dum dum. Peripety dum dum. Wow, can you believe this guy?
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
Damn, man. You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
Turning point? Let me decide. I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no good bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. Two birds with one stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
A calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm. Let me do the right thing for once. Luca had no choice but to refuse, accept. Oh my god. Damn it. Oh. This is fucked up. This is really fucked up. I'm gonna accept. I gotta know.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request.
We're letting go. Bye, Iggy.
With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good. Bam, bam, bam. Fireworks, baby.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Jesus Christ. Shouldn't those just be exploding in the hole? Stop aiming them up. Just let them blow up in the hole. Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Curious. But of course, those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempest liquidamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself, but doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings, a useful side product of its property being. By adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks made the whole freeze over. That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
Wasn't that an alternate timeline? They remember? It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all of this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn. You're going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west.
You can't be chuckling when there's a dead kid at the bottom of a frozen pile of ice.
Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow.
We gotta be a little bit more depressed for Iggy.
Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
Excuse me?
Revenge served cold.
I'm guessing this is a joke.
Second time's a charm?
Oof.
Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy.
I was also.
No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
You're being mean. You won't let me just let Iggy die. I guess that's not mean, but ultimately, you know. All right, refuse. Let's go and refuse. Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm. Let me do the right thing for once. Luca had no choice but to refuse.
Luca had no choice but to
Oh,
refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you?
is this gonna get us dead?
Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end.
Oh, damn. Okay, so 2 different endings. They were just...
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
It just wasn't a good option, really. That's kind of wild. So, we only have one option there, but I don't really know what this option is, and it's clearly going to branch off. I don't have a cursor here. But that clearly branches off once we find that other option. Do we have anything else coming out? Probably not, right? Chill, shit. Strange, struggle. So now we have a chill option. We can be the chill. We can chilly interrogate someone. That's dope. I'm having a really good time. We killed Iggy for a second. And that was pretty peak. That was pretty intense. That was wild. Christ. Where's thing? Oop. None of that. Transparent. Like I said, absolutely intense. Yeah, that's all I got. Goddamn. I will see you next time.